Welcome to the Play Ball Minnesota All-Star Series here, the 40th annual for 2014. Our game one of the tournament, it's Metro East taking on the South All-Stars. Hi again, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Coaches Association Hall of Famer Doug Darnell, a former longtime Brooklyn Center coach, and I know, Doug, you coached in this series a couple of times. What is it like for the kids and for the coaches to get a chance to be a part of it?
Well, one of the things that's really fun is that they know each other, they played against each other. You have certain opinions of when you play against people of what you kind of think they're like, but until you sit by them in the dugout, you get a whole different view, and it's really kind of fun to kids strike up some friendships, and maybe some of these kids are even going to play together in college, and it's really, really fun to see kids and coaches from a different perspective.
There's the lineup for Metro East. Zach Godfredson of Henry Sibley leads it off and plays short. Luke Ringhofer of Eastridge hitting second and catching. Michael Bauman of Matamidi in right. Dalton Lennon from Lakeville North, the first baseman. And it's Colin Baumgart of Matamidi, the third baseman. Luke Berry of Simley at second. Anthony Poole of Simley in left. Marcus Fredrickson of Eastview in center. And Drew Moline, the pitcher from Eastridge, will bat ninth for the Metro East All-Stars. And they're going to be facing the Class A Player of the Year from Bold, Logan Sandgren. And Sandgren's first pitch over for a strike. You see what he did this season. Not bad. Helping to win himself Player of the Year honors in Class A, and fouled back and out of play here by Godfredson.
It's kind of fun watching these kids, too. I'm sure that the mood, and you're not worried too much about bunting. People are going to hit, and if you want to steal, you're probably on your own, and can just play loose and try to do the things they do best.
Godfredson, 464 average this year, also walked 11 times, stole 12 bases, 9 doubles, so a good all-around hitter, and he drills one foul on one hop down at third, and some nice hands there by John Nuss there coaching down at third. And lifted out to medium center field here and hauled in. Nice grab out there by Jaden Prigge as he measured that one and makes the catch. I'm sorry, Brian Sprout coaching third down there from Eastridge that made that little play defensively. Here's the defensive lineman for the South All-Stars. Josh Leader at third base. Shortstop is Luke Becker. Second base, Brock Peterson. First base, man by Derek Dahlke. In the outfield, you've got Jordan Jasic, Jaden Prigge, who made that catch, and Isaac Weber behind the plate. Brad Mathewitz, and as we said, Logan Sandgren, the lefty, on the mound. Ooh, and that one sizzling by Sandgren as Luke Ringhofer drilling a hard single for the first base hit of the ball game there. Boy, he jumped all over that one. It's one of those times when it's a little scary to be the pitcher out there.
Yeah, I just kind of was wondering the same with the ball hit at the third base coach. Everybody maybe is watching some of the College World Series. I wonder how long it'll be before high school coaches are wearing helmets on the third base box and first base box like college coaches are.
Like Austin Ledoux running down there, courtesy runner for the catcher Ringhofer, and they'll take a toss to first. Beautiful ballpark here at Chanhassen. We moved over from Chaska, the normal site, because of flooding at Chaska, which has been kind of a perennial problem, but worse than ever this year. Big cut and a miss there by Michael Bauman. Excellent facility. We do want to point out things maybe looking a little backward to you from out there. There is not really a place in left center field to put a normal camera position that you see on baseball games out there. So we're a little swung over to the right field side, and it's just going to look a little bit different. But once you get used to it, not too big of an issue. As Bauman fouls that one back. 6'5", 230-pounder is Bauman. And that pitch sailing up high. And runner in easily to second on that wild pitch is up out of his crouch and getting a glove on it was Mathewitz, but it was just too high. There we get a look at Brian Sprout out of Eastridge, one of the coaches for the East All-Stars. Breaking ball lifted foul, and that one will get out of play.
Bauman drafted late rounds by the Minnesota Twins.
And it's always an interesting mix. I mean, you've got some guys who have been drafted. You got some, high-level college players sometimes in this, sometimes some D3 guys, sometimes guys who are maybe going to community college or still looking even at this point. It's become a little more rare, but it's not unheard of. So, and I think it's a good chance for them to see how they stack up, because obviously in college you kind of winnow things down to the more elite level players, and that's what they're seeing all weekend here. Nice block there by Mathewitz. It looked like for a moment he wasn't exactly sure where it was, but he got a pretty clean block with the glove. Bauman hit .389 this year. 5 doubles, a triple, a couple of home runs. Knocked in 22.
He also pitched a little bit for the Zephyrs. Don't know if they're going to do that in this tournament.
And that one misses inside, and Bauman will draw a walk here for the Metro East. So after a fly out to center, they get a line single and a walk, and now the first baseman will step up. Dalton Lennon out of Lakeville North. Another guy who's done some pitching first base and outfield is his listed positions here, and he takes that one wide for ball number 1. Lennon this year, .433 batting average, 3 homers, 27 runs batted in. And keep in mind that's facing just about as tough a competition as there is around Minnesota in that South Suburban Conference. Sandgren a little bit of trouble spotting his pitches in the early going here, falls behind Lennon. That one fouled away down the third base line. I think baseball lends itself, Doug, to all-star type situations maybe better than most sports too, because you're up there as an individual hitter and a pitcher. I mean, the game's pretty much the same. It isn't a matter of putting in a new offense in a 3-day span or something like you face in football.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Injuries aren't a factor, and you don't need those practices. I'm sure they talked about a few things, but it's pretty much we're going to pitch and hit and run and not going to bunt and do different things.
And Lennon will draw a walk. They check down to the base umpire, and he says no swing on that high fastball. So now they are loaded up early on here for the Metro East. And Colin Baumgard will be the batter. Colin from another Matamidi ball player, and hit .361, 4 doubles. 15 runs batted in, and he's got a great chance to drive some in here in all-star play, and takes ball 1 from Sandgren. And fouls that one away at the plate, so a ball and a strike. Beautiful sunny day, in direct contrast to with the day these guys reported. It was pouring all day Thursday. And this field obviously drains well, and the grounds crew did a lot of work as well, and seems to be in very good condition. Comebacker here. They get the out at home, and the throw to first, and a relatively easy 1-2-3 double play. Baumgard hit that one exactly where he didn't want to, and the South All-Stars escape a jam in the top half of inning number 1. They didn't even have to hurry this at all. There was plenty of time. Stepped out away to get an angle and throws down to first. So no runs, 1 hit, and a couple left for the Metro East All-Stars. And the South will bat for the first time today. And here's their lineup. Jordan Jasek, the left fielder out of Rochester Century, leads it off. Then it's Luke Becker of Fairmont, the shortstop, hitting second. The catcher, Brad Mathewitz, out of Rochester Mayo, hitting in the third slot. Fourth place hitter is Jaden Frigge, the center fielder of Casson Manorville. Then it's Derek Dahlke, the first baseman from Belle Plaine. Josh Sleeter from Laverne at third base. Then it's Brock Peterson, the second baseman from Cannon Falls. Isaac Weber out of Mankato West, hitting 8th. And then it is the pitcher, Sandgren from Bold, batting in the number 9 slot. And the defensive lineup, again, these will change about mid-game here, as obviously we're going to see a lot of players in tonight's game. But here's the starting group. It's Colin Bauman at third base, Zach Godfredson at short, Luke Berry at second, And Dalton Lennon at first base. In the outfield, Anthony Poole, Marcus Fredrickson, and also Michael Bauman behind the plate. Luke Ringhofer, and doing the pitching out of East Ridge High School, left-hander Drew Moline, a 5-1 record and 0.57 earned run average for him. Averaging more than a strikeout per inning. Only walked 5 hitters all season too, so guy who will come right at you. And you know, sometimes you see a mixture that you'll see guys who are strikeout pitchers but also have a little trouble harnessing it. It's doubly impressive when you see a guy who can keep guys off base by not walking them.
That's going to probably be true of all these kids that are here that are all-stars. You know, they didn't get selected to play here by accident. They're throwing strikes, and they probably got a little velocity, and they've been there before, as they'd say, huh?
Exactly. Jordan Jasic, a 471 average this year, 6 doubles, 22 runs scored for Rochester Century. And for most years, the guys who are on the South team that you would consider kind of the big school guys are generally going to be from that Big 9 conference, the Rochester area. Whereas the Metro East, it's not entirely, but mainly going to see a lot of Class 3A players. I always find that to be interesting too, the mixture of, you know, guys from tiny little schools playing against, you know, guys from Eden Prairie. And in this sport, probably more so than any, you can see people that are really good players from just about any school.
Absolutely. Yeah, they have a perception of these small school kids, and then they get in an environment like this, and it's like, ooh, these guys can play.
Jasic goes down swinging. First pitch taken for a ball here by Luke Becker, shortstop out of Fairmont. Fouling that one straight back. Becker is a switch hitter, which is, I think he's the only one listed as a switch hitter in this game. So kind of, you know, rare. You don't see that all that much in high school ball. It feels like even a little bit less lately. And Becker foul tipping that one. He hit pretty well, 538, 9 home runs, 8 doubles, 8 triples. Did anybody get this guy out all year? But they get him out right here, back-to-back Ks to start the game for Moline.
Mr. Moline has good movement. That thing's just tailing away, and they can't get it. It was almost the same pitch that the first batter struck out on. Left-hander with the ball tailing away from those right-hand hitters.
Brad Mathowitz out of Rochester Mayo steps in, takes a ball. Brad hit .556, 15 home runs, 12 doubles, 46 runs batted. I mean, those are astronomical numbers for a high school length season, especially.
46 runs batted in. That's you're clicking up there to 2 a game.
And how do you get enough at bats to get 15 home runs? But I will say this. I don't know if it's the right move or not, but I give some credit. These other teams must not have been afraid to pitch to him. You know, you're not seeing him just stand there and walk him every time he came up. Moline working quickly here, comes right at Mathowitz and fouls it out of play down the right field line. Back-to-back Ks to start the game for Moline, and Mathowitz in a good battle with him right here. Hits this one hard out to right center, and that's going to be down for a hit, and it'll be extra bases. Rolls to the fence. Mathowitz digging into second, and he'll hang on there with a 2-out double. So gives the South a little spark, you know, whether they get a run out of this or not. When you see the first 2 guys go down in strikes, you get a little lift by seeing somebody hit the ball hard like this.
Yeah, it was squared up, too. It wasn't just hit in the gap, and that's why he got there. It was hit hard on the button.
See a courtesy runner for him. Tyler Stoffel of Mankato West will come in and run. Mathowitz, the catcher, being run for here. So Jaden Prigge getting set to hit here now for the South All-Stars out of Casson-Mantorville. At .543 this season, and takes ball 1.
Of growing old isn't always great, but one of the things that's fun is at Cass and Manorville, our principal I had at Brooklyn Center, his son coaches at Cass and in football. So it's kind of fun as you age to see kids that you coach that are.
Throw to second and a close play. Just barely getting back in there is Stoffel. He had a big lead, and you see the throw down was a pretty good one. Close play, but definitely back in. And Stoffel, glad he was wearing that helmet as he got a little knee in the back of the head inadvertently there, it looked like. This one hit pretty well to right. Tough sun out there, but getting under it, measuring it, and catching it is Bauman from Matamidi. So Krigge flies to right field to end the bottom of the first. No runs, one base hit, one left the board for the South All-Stars. After an inning complete, we are at 0-0 Metro East in the South.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Number 2 here at Chanhassen High School. Play ball Minnesota All-Star Series for 2014. Luke Berry leading it off here for the Metro East. He's from Simley High School. And he takes a first pitch strike from Sandgren. Berry at .408 for the season. Also walked 12 times, 9 doubles, a triple, a home run, 19 driven in.
I'm just kind of following my score sheet here. We got every other hitter, right, left, right, left, right, left. I don't, not very often a coach gets a chance to do that.
That's for sure. And it sounds like the South All-Stars, you know, pitching-wise, we're going to be able to do that a little bit tonight, too. They're looking to go left and then right. Pitch taken outside for a ball. Berry playing at second base here for the Metro East. Reaches out, a little tapper. Sandgren, a nice play at the edge of the mound, and throws him out at first base for the first out of the inning. I'm guessing when you pick all-star teams that not 100% of the guys are necessarily playing the exact position that they always play in their high school season too, and so I'm sure guys are having to make little adjustments here and there, maybe playing, you know, right field instead of center, or maybe playing third base instead of short, things like that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but it's outfield is probably more likely to be changing around. If you're first base, you're pretty much first base. And
Anthony Poole, the hitter, takes that one up high. He is also from Simley. The Metro East starting lineup has a lot of duplicates in terms of schools. A couple of Matamidis, a couple of East Ridges, a couple of Simleys. That one fouled straight back. Poole, .460 batting average this year. 24 runs batted in. And Sandgren will miss up high. He had some control trouble in the first inning, walked a pair, but got a double play to help get him out of it. But he walks Poole with one out here in the second, and Marcus Fredrickson will be the batter now out of Eastview High School.
that's a shocker. He's batting left-handed following a right-hander.
Fouls it down the left field line here. Fredrickson, 290 batting average this year. Did walk 14 times as well. A couple of doubles, a triple. 5 runs batted in. Also a pitcher. And toss over to first there. Nice breaking ball there from Sandgren. Fouls that one back into the screen. The North All-Stars will take on the Metro West in our second game of the night. And these Friday games are 9 innings. The games they play Saturday are all 7s. Culminating with the Metro East versus Metro West in the final game. Fought that one off, fouls it down the third baseline.
I know as a coach, it's really nice, I think, to have these 9-inning games. Gives you more time to get kids in, and it's nice.
That seems to make, there's a little grounder to second. We'll get the tag play, throw to first base, not quite in time. Fredrickson able to leg it out, and so the inning will stay alive.
Good call. It sure looked to be safe. Pretty close.
Yeah, he's there, definitely.
Number 6, Drew Moline.
Drew Moline will be the hitter. They do have the option to have DHs, of course, but both teams electing to let their pitchers bat.
Now, Jay, if there's a really bang play, is there an appeal that they can go back to John back at the station and have him review it and let us know?
Throw down to first base and not in time. Now we'll call headquarters in Brooklyn Park, right?
Uh-huh.
Check in on that. No, we're not quite to that point. Moline is a hitter this year, hit .308. 9 runs batted in. Double, a triple. 1-2 count here. And a cut and a miss. And that will do it for the inning as Moline strikes out against Sandgren here. So the Metro East in the second inning, no runs, no hit, 1 left aboard. We go to the bottom of the second inning here. It is 0-0 here in our first game of the night at the Play Ball Minnesota All-Star Series.
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best.
It must be love. It must be hospice.
Maple Grove, New Hope, and Brooklyn Center. Channel 12 is your local source.
When it comes to TV channels, you've got choices. As a matter of fact, you've got lots of choices. But only one channel is your local source in your community every day, bringing you the news, sports, events, and city information that affect you. So seek out the source. Channel 12, 30 years your local source.
Second inning here, the South All-Stars getting set to hit against Drew Moline, who struck out the first 2 hitters and gave up a long double to Mathewitz, but got Jordan Prigge on a fly to right. So Derek Dahlke out of Belle Plaine steps in, and first pitch is over for a strike to Dahlke. Hit .419 this year, 4 homers, 7 doubles, knocked in 25. Hits this one out to right center. It is going to drop in for a hit. Cut off over there by the center fielder Fredrickson, so he'll hold him to a single. Didn't hit a quite as hard as I was first thinking, but definitely enough to get this one out of the infield and well placed.
Nice stroke. Outside part of the plate, he just stroked it to right center. Good job. Now here, if it was, you know, a typical high school game, 7 innings, you might be thinking about bunting, but I would guess here everybody's hitting. And
First pitch over for a strike to Josh Sleeter from Laverne High School. 6'1", 205-pounder. Hit .445 this year, 13 walks, 5 homers, 8 doubles. Finding a lot of solid numbers for these guys, which I guess isn't a surprise, but I mean even impressive considering that they're all-stars. Boy, he's got a couple different breaking balls there. That was a nice pitch.
yeah, I really like the movement of his fastball. That's down and away to these right-hand hitters. I think his first 2 strikeouts were down and away, moving away from hitters like that one.
And down goes Sleeter for out number 1, and Brock Peterson will be the batter now from Cannon Falls High School.
Brock Peterson.
Peterson a .408 average this year, 7 doubles, 22 driven in. Squaring as if to bunt and takes a strike. Yeah, you're right, it is not super common to see bunts, but not unheard of in the All-Star games. That may have been more just to see what the defense would do there as much as anything.
Yeah, he surely was squaring. He wasn't like he was trying for base hit bunt. He was showing it early. And
Little tapper in front of the plate, going to come to first with it. Moline gets the out there. Lead runner Dahlke will move up to second, and I think all things considered, probably a good idea to not make an attempt at second there. You just take the sure out.
Fielder number 7, Isaac Weber.
yeah, I think the longer I coached, I got so I buy all of that stuff. You're going to beat us. We're going to get the out at first. To get the out, you want to get the guy in from second. You're going to have to hit it in. We're not going to take a chance on a bang-bang play, and it's first and second, 1 out, or throw it out into center field and let him go to third.
See Isaac Weber stepping in here from Mankato West. Weber a .438 average, 4 doubles, a triple, a home run. He's the number 8 hitter in the South All-Stars lineup. Pounding it just foul past first base, and probably luckily so for the Metro East because Dalton Lennon couldn't get to that. There's one of the South All-Star coaches down there. That is Brian Kingery from Bold. Certainly well remembered as a ball player himself. And that one misses away. Weber trying to drive in the first run of the game. Runner at second, 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. Takes that one for ball 2. And lifted out to short right. Again, that sun is something to battle out there, but Bauman's having no trouble with it. The bottom of the second ends the way the bottom of the first did with a fly to right. For the South, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. We've played 2 full. Here it is 0-0 between the Metro East and the South.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winnicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown!
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Welcome back here to Chanhassen High School for the Play Ball Minnesota High School All-Star Series, the 40th annual, formerly the Lions All-Star Series. It'll be the top of the order coming up for the Metro East Stars here in the third. So Zach Godfredson hitting for the second time out of Sibley, a one-hopper down to third. Throw across is in time there from Josh Sleater, and Godfredson is out on one pitch. There's a look at Logan Sandgren, the left-hander from Bold, starter for South. He's run into a little trouble, especially in that first inning, but got out of it on, with the bases loaded, a comebacker on one hop. Now Luke Ringhofer is the batter. He had a single his first time through. Fastball hanging up high there. And that one's a called strike.
I really enjoy these stadiums with the roof and out of the sun, and I like the echo of the ball into the glove on the pitches. It's a nice pop. I'm assuming our viewers can hear that. It's pretty cool.
Ringhofer will take that one for ball four. Yeah, certainly just a beautiful ballpark here.
Right fielder, number 24, Michael Bauman.
Ringhofer, who's going to South Dakota State, he will be run for once again here by Ledoux. Austin Ledoux running at first. So Michael Bauman, the batter here. He had a walk his first time through. All the way over to third goes the runner Ledoux here, as you see the pickoff toss just out of the reach. And he takes a look, and I'm going to keep going. So E1 will get him all the way over to, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't know what. Maybe there was timeout on the field. I'm wondering the same thing.
They're sending him back.
Yeah, must have been timeout or something bad about it. Must have been out of the box. And
Bauman, a little chopper to short. Not very well hit. He'll have to go to first with it. And they get the out there. Only decision really for Becker to make there, as ball was hit softly. So now they advance the runner Ledoux to second, who we thought was going to be over at third. He's now at second with two gone, and Dalton Lennon will be the hitter. Not a real easy play for Becker there. He didn't panic, just came in and got the job done. And you could see that there was really not going to be any chance at a play at second there, so he just concentrated on getting the out at first. Lennon kind of looking a little Captain America arm sleeve there on the left arm.
I guarantee he won't be pitching with that on.
No, that's for sure. And unable to hold up there, and a swing and a miss. Lennon going to Cincinnati for college. And a hard liner, but right at the shortstop Becker. So Lennon stings it, but nothing to show for it. And the East All-Stars are done. A kind of an unusual first inning, or excuse me, third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Since time was called, that error was scratched off. And one left the board. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. No score on the board.
Yeah, but did you see how much he had to drink last night? I can't believe that guy made it home. Nobody drives drunk anymore. Hold on, I got another call coming in.
While drunk driving rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving and speeding fatalities have skyrocketed. Someone dies every 13 minutes from negligent driving, so keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your phone put away.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at gocoastguard.com.
Gorgeous afternoon here in Chanhassen for the Play Ball Minnesota All-Star Series, first game of the tournament. South All-Stars hitting now in the bottom of the third. Logan Sandgren, the pitcher, stepping in to lead it off, his first at-bat of the game here. First pitch taken for ball. That one is over for a strike. Sandgren is a hitter, hit .316. And he will be down here to start the third inning. That is strikeout number 4 for Moline, who has really looked good so far.
I really like how Drew works. Gets the ball, gets the sign, goes work, strike. Gets the ball, gets the sign, goes work, strike.
I think occasionally in these all-star things, you see guys who maybe feel like they have to nibble a little bit because it's, you know, supposedly all-stars are, or it is all-stars are facing, but the guys, you know, who are going to go right after it and attack and are generally going to have better results at any level of pitching.
Yeah.
You might get hit a little bit too, but if it's not mixed in with a walk and you're not keeping your fielders out there too long, it maybe isn't that big a deal, like when you give up that double in the first.
Well, and you like playing defense behind guys like that. Get the ball, get the sign, pitches. Get the ball, get the sign, pitches. Be aware, I'm throwing strikes. Ball's going to be in play. But he's got 4 strikeouts. He's doing a great job.
Try to get Jasic to chase that one. Jasic did strike out his first time up. Laid off that one that has been a good out pitch for him. And there is a called third strike on the outside corner just after I praised Jasic for a good eye on the previous one. He takes a third strike.
Shortstop number 6, Luke Becker.
Again, not really our idea to have that camera angle that you're seeing out here. Just there's no ground beyond the fence in left center field. It basically just drops off, so there's not really a place to put a camera out there. If you're watching and saying, this looks different than a lot of baseball games I see, that would be the reason. Becker, a strikeout victim, his first time up as well. High chopper. Let's see if it stays fair. Nope, going to drift foul over there. Interesting to see what the coaches have in mind in terms of how long they're going to go with each of these pitchers. It sounded like the South, at least going in, you know, they said this could obviously change, but they were kind of thinking 5 and 4 they might go and only use 2 guys. This one is stung to left field, and it is to the fence on one hop. Becker digging into second. Now the throw, and he's going to go for 3, and it hits him in the back. He was going to be easily out there, but the throw nails him in the back, and so it'll be a double, and then a throwing error. I don't know, Becker, he saw the ball kind of came into what he thought was an uncovered base here, but the first baseman was over backing him up. He was going to be out. He was only going to be halfway to third by the time this ball gets here, but it hits him in the back. You see, or it hits him in the, it looks like maybe the elbow. So he is to third with 2 outs, and Brad Mathewitz is the batter.
And for our people that are watching at home, that's typical defense these days, that the shortstop and second baseman follow out there in the double cut position. The first baseman follows the runner in.
Pitch in the dirt. It's going to bring home our first run of the game. Becker in on a wild pitch.
Those defensive alignments are a lot of things that people that aren't really watching don't really pick up on, but that's pretty basic defense in that situation. Shortstop and second get lined up together in case it's overthrow one. The other one can catch it. First baseman trails him, and the runner should know that he's coming in behind him, but like in that case, he didn't.
No, it certainly didn't look. It looked like he thought the throw was going to be getting away. And Mathewitz stung a nice double to right center his first time up. And a double earlier in the inning by Becker has led to the first run. An error and a wild pitch also mixed in there. And lifted back, foul and out of play. Not just in all-star games, but in other levels of baseball too. You see guys who maybe look kind of lights out the first time through, second time through, maybe third time through. Guys have started to get a little bit more of a beat on him. I'm not saying they're driving him all around, but he's had a couple of hard hit balls off him now that early on he was kind of untouchable.
Yeah. I was just looking at the book that they distribute to anybody that comes to the game and picks up, but you were talking about you don't know what they're going to do with pitching. I think it looks like about a 19-man roster.
And this one well hit to left center, and that one's going to be to the fence. Mathewitz will have his second double of the game.
Got one to each gap.
Yeah, and these were not cheap doubles in either case. And you see a courtesy runner coming on again for the South is Tyler Stoffel.
But back to our discussion on pitching, I was looking at the roster here. 19 players, 15 of them have pitching statistics. So there's 15 guys of your 19 that have been in the middle of the field at some point this year.
Jaden Prigge, the hitter, popping one up, and it's going to get out of play onto the roof of the grandstand here. South All-Stars have taken a 1-0 lead and looking for more. Runner at second and 2 outs as Prigge takes that one for a ball. He flied to right field to end the first inning. That one's a strike.
He's still going to fill up the strike zone. I'm coming at you. If you're going to hit it, you hit it. But I'm throwing strikes. You're going to have to hit it to beat me.
And a rip and a miss. Prigge down on strikes. So he ends up striking out the side, but a pair of doubles mixed in. So South takes the lead. 1 run, 2 base hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We've played 3 innings. It is 1-0 South All-Stars.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
we head to the fourth inning here, Colin Baumgard will lead it off for the Metro East All-Stars, the
Leading up the fourth
third baseman out of Matamidi.
third baseman, number 8, Colin Baumgard.
Baumgard hit into that double play, which ended a big threat in the first inning, a comebacker to the pitcher. And those are the type that as soon as you hit it, you're going, oh no, because you really had almost no chance to beat it out. Just one hop right into the pitcher's glove. And he was easily retired by the catcher throwing to first.
Yep, nice play. Coached many, many years against Matamidi kids, and their coach, John Hargrove, is just a sweetheart, and they were in the state tournament this year. So happy for John. He's worked a long, long time. I think he's been coaching 31 years and got into their first state tournament. Very nice to see.
Baumgard's going to be going to North Dakota State. You don't always know for sure if people are entering these things honestly, but I'm assuming it's truthful. He says an interesting or unusual thing about himself, he's colorblind. So I don't know how that affects baseball, if any, but he obviously is a very good player. Baumgard drawing a walk, and Luke Berry will be the hitter. Berry going to Augustana, takes that one for a strike.
Got nicked, and I mean nicked.
Berry will be aboard at first base here as you look at this one, a breaking ball that hits that front arm.
He doesn't have that pad there for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. So first and second now, and Anthony Poole will be the hitter. He walked his first time up. East's got to be thinking, we've had base runners. Now's the time that we need to just put some things together, get a clutch hit or two here.
Yeah. That getting hit by a pitch, boy, has that changed over the years. I can remember way back, it was like, get out of the way best you can. Now they're like, I'm not moving. The hardest thing is trying to convince the umpire that you kind of tried to move, and but not really. Because if you stay in there and just take it or kind of lean into it, they're not going to let you go.
Fouled out of play down the right field side.
Gee, one thing that's nice with these kids is the way they throw strikes and hit the ball and it's in play and not errors. Is 9-inning game is moving right along.
Poole playing in the outfield today, but also a very good pitcher. In fact, when they kind of asked him his own personal scouting report, a lot of it had to do with how he works as a pitcher. So maybe we'll see him at some point, if not tonight, at least on Saturday in this tournament. And he draws a walk.
66 strikeouts in 45 innings. That's pretty good days, pretty good season.
So we go walk, hit batsman, and walk, and the bases are loaded up now for the East All-Stars. And the hitter here looks like is going to be Zach Smith out of Burnsville, batting for Frederickson. So Smith taking a strike. And lifting this one back, fouling out of place. Smith, 354 average, couple of doubles, 3 triples, 1 home run. Not entirely sure. This is a little bit earlier than maybe we would have thought to see a sub. I don't know if there's a reason why Frederickson, an injury situation or illness or anything, and it's a called third strike. So Smith sent to the bench. That it's only the first out of the inning, however.
I wonder if they're going to leave Drew in. Can't see his number yet.
Drew Moline will bat here.
Number 6, Drew Moline.
struck out his first time up. Way up high and out of the zone from Sandgren. It hasn't always been a smooth, comfortable shutout so far for Sandgren, but he's still got a 0 on the board. Well, not anymore. Moline knocks one into right center. That's going to score at least 2. 1 run in. Here's the second run in, and they're going to hold him up at third. Poole checks in at third. A 2-run double for Moline gives the Metro East All-Stars the first lead of the game here as they go up 2-1.
East is back around to the top of their order. Shortstop number 3, Zach Gottfriedson.
First pitch missing up high for a ball.
Of course, as we all know, you keep getting runners on, you keep getting runners on, you keep getting out of it. Eventually, bad things happen.
Ooh, and Gottfriedson smokes one back up the middle. That'll bring in 1 run. They're going to hold the second runner at third. And he'll take a big turn but retreat back to first base. So an RBI single for Zach. Brings Poole in, makes it a 3-1 ball game.
Number 22, Luke Ringhoffer.
And timeout taken here. The South All-Stars coming out to talk things over a little bit. Not sure if they have pitching change in mind or not. Brian Kingery, of course, this is also the high school coach of Sandgren.
Would John Hargrove please report to the press box?
Here's the stuff. It's a little unusual. First and third, and it's kind of a series. You know, they haven't done a whole bunch of things. Probably the only thing they've done is, like, if he steals, throw him out. Whereas if it's a high school team, you've got long lead stuff and early break things that they're trying to do and draw throws, getting a run down, try to get a runner in. And I would bet the offense is the same thing. Steal it. It's not going to be an early break. It won't be try to draw the pitcher's throw and getting a run down, but we'll see.
Luke Ringhoffer, who's already been on base twice with a single and a walk. Hits with runners at the corners and 1 out. Pitch in the dirt, but smothered there by Mathewitz. Looks like this time around they have not run for Moline. Or I guess, no, he wasn't on the previous time, but they did run in other spots, and the South has been running for pitcher and catcher, but Moline must have said, I'm good, I'll run out here. Nothing moving on the bases so far, and 2 balls taken by Ringhoffer. That one is in the dirt, it gets by. Could be a play at the plate. The flip is not in time. Moline able to get in, and he will score on a wild pitch. Now the play to third, and in there safely as well is Gottfriedson. See that one taking a big bounce way to the left. It bounced back nicely, and it turned into a pretty close play. But there you see, time never called, and all of a sudden, Sandgren realizes I better throw to third as Gottfriedson kind of took advantage of the disappointment of the pitcher there. He never really lost the ball or anything, but you see the throw coming down to third and got to the outside of the bag and got his hand in.
Very heads up play.
There's a strike. And then, of course, if he doesn't quite make it, you say, what are you doing? You're already in scoring position. Fastball up high and another walk issued. So again, runners at the corners, and I think they may be coming out to get Sandgren here now as Coach Kingery will come out of the dugout and take the baseball here. So Sandgren is going to be replaced. And the new pitcher for the South All-Stars will be Alex Rosen out of Kenyon Wanamingo. We'll take a break as he warms up here. It is 4-1, Metro East erupting here in the 4th.
Not long ago, Albert couldn't take long walks. He was diagnosed with a bad heart. After considering all the treatment options, his heart specialist recommended a pacemaker instead of putting him to sleep. Get the facts about animal research.
And welcome back. You see the new pitcher is Alex Rusin out of Kenyon Wanamingo. A 6-1 record this year, 1.19 ERA, 69 innings. He fanned 80. So a lot of work certainly that he did, and a pretty small school, and obviously a guy that was counted on very heavily. Runners at the corners here, and one out. Pitch fouled away into the screen by Michael Bauman here for the Metro East. So East has put 4 on the board already here in the 4th, and they still have runners at the corners and one gone. So a tough spot to be brought in here, but Rusin will do his best to get out of it. This one should bring in a run. A high, deep drive to center. Catch made, and tagging and scoring is Gottfredson. So a sacrifice fly will make it 5-1 Metro East. Hit this ball pretty well, but got under it a little bit, and well tracked out there in center field by Prigge. So Dalton Lennon stepping in. High fastball taken for a ball. Lennon really hit the ball hard last time, but on a line right at the shortstop to end the 3rd. And ball 2. Fouling this one out of play. Alex Rusin, kind of a stocky guy, and he says, literally everybody, even most teachers, call me lumpy. And also of note in his bio here, he's broken his leg 3 times.
Ooh.
Obviously, he's had some good doctors or surgeons, though, as he's been able to play ball. And that one hit hard, but gets through the wickets at 3rd. And Lennon will be aboard. Gotta score that one as an error. As it scoots past Sleater there at 3rd.
Well, we've batted around now, huh?
That's right.
Starting
Colin
over.
Baumgard stepping in. He walked to lead off the inning. So
Lumpy, you're making me think of golf and Timmy Heron from Wayzata.
Yeah.
That's kind of his nickname.
Yep.
Used to see him once in a while when I worked at Golf Galaxy when he'd come out.
Sky high pop up. They battle the sun over there, and finally getting under it there is Dalkey to make the catch. But a big inning here for the Metro East as they push across 5 runs. And as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, it is 5-1 Metro East All-Stars.
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best.
It must be love. It must be hospice.
Maple Grove, New Hope, and Brooklyn Center. Channel 12 is your local source.
When it comes to TV channels, you've got choices. As a matter of fact, you've got lots of choices. But only one channel is your local source in your community every day, bringing you the news, sports, events, and city information that affect you. So seek out the source. Channel 12. 30 years your local source.
New pitcher here for the Metro East All-Stars, as taking the ball here is Stillwater right-hander Trevor Dudar. Big guy, 6'4", 190 pounds, and Trevor a 7-1 record, 1.31 earned run average. Worked 48 innings, walked 13, fanned 49. and 34 hits allowed. So Moline works a pretty effective 3-inning stint here for the Metro East, allowing 1 run and fanning 6.
No earned runs.
Yep, that's right. Throwing error led to that run. So Derek Dahlke will hit here to lead off the bottom of the 4th for the South All-Stars, who now find themselves trailing after they'd taken the 1-0 lead. Dahlke is 1 for 1 at a single. Back up the middle, and a nice play to flag that one by Dudar, and he'll flip to first for the out. Good reactions out there. A lot of times these guys who are all-star pitchers are pretty good athletes. Probably a lot of them play in the infield somewhere when they're not pitching as well, and he made that one look relatively easy.
Still not sure if he caught it or hit his glove. It was hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
Good reaction. He's right on it.
Josh Schleter will be the hitter and takes that breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Schleter had a strikeout his first time up. That, of course, was against Moline. He was not alone in that as he struck out 6, as I said, through 3. Just when you feel like you've started to maybe, get a little bit of a read on the starter, they bring in a flame-throwing righty out of the pen here.
Yeah, all of these kids, I'm sure, are going to do themselves and their communities proud.
It really is. That's something that you kind of forget about or overlook a little bit. It really is, for the most part. I mean, you're always going to be a product of your high school, but it's really the last time where you're truly representing them in terms of being a high school athlete. Well, of course, we've already completed school, and these guys have all graduated now, and most of them are going to be going on to college, but this is kind of their last hurrah and a chance for their community and their program to celebrate them a little bit too. So good crowd on hand for this one, and a walk drawn by Schleter.
Well, it's obvious when you look at the souvenir program of all these kids are here on the sponsorship of a lot of community people and stuff, and the businesses in their local towns are paying money to have an ad in the program, and they're very, very happy to do it, I'm sure.
There's a strike on the fastball in the outside corner there.
And I think, Jay, this umpire, as a catcher, I think outside is better than inside. He's a little wider than he is narrow.
Pop to right field, and it is going to be, I was going to say playable. It's a fair ball. It drops in. There's that sun I talked about, giving him all kinds of trouble, and he just couldn't fight off the sun to make a play. There were a couple of earlier outs that were made that you had the feeling that, boy, this could really be an issue, and you see, just cannot see it, and Bauman not able to grab it. So it'll be a single there for Peterson. Peterson might have been able to get 2 out of that, but of course the runner that was already on couldn't assume it wasn't going to be caught, and he had to hang on. So first and second now, and Isaac Weber, the batter, swing and a miss. Weber is going to Minnesota State Mankato. So a little bit of a tough luck hit given up if you're from the pitcher's standpoint there, Dudar, but try and work his way out of trouble here. Tantalizing curveball there is over for a strike. Close one taken for a ball there.
Yeah, that looked really good, didn't it?
1-2 count here to Weber. Rusin waiting on deck for his first at bat for the South. And pop back foul and out of play.
Had him a little out front, little off speed pitch. Had him out front. Didn't fool him, just early.
one hits him as he tried to come up and in with a fastball and instead ends up plunking Weber. So the bases will now be loaded up here for the South All-Stars as they try and answer that Metro East rally. Hit him right on the forearm there as he turned toward that one. So Rusin will hit now for the South, getting his first at bat. Rusin, a .406 hitter this season. Swings and misses here. 13 doubles, a couple of homers, a triple. Takes that one for a ball.
Look, I'm sitting on my chair.
Infield staying back here in this situation for the Metro East with that lead. Here's a grounder to short. They get one. Relay to first is just wide. And then another run will score. So Rusin bouncing into a force play. And then they throw to first, getting away. There you see Peterson coming in. So a 5-3 ball game now.
Number 17, Carter McCauley.
Pitch taken for a strike. Now batting here is Carter McCauley from Owatonna, batting in the number 1 spot in place of Jasic. A little soft toss over there to first. McCauley hit .443 this season, 14 runs batted in, 4 doubles, 3 triples. Little soft tapper to short on the run, throw to first base, and they get the out there. But the South All-Stars, nice job of responding after the big Metro East inning. They do come up with 2 runs in the inning on 1 base hit, no errors, and they leave 1 aboard. It is 5-3 Metro East.
1 earned.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown!
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
And we had the inning number 5 here at the Play Ball Minnesota All-Star Series for 2014. Along with Doug Darnell, the former Brooklyn Center coach, I'm Jay Wilcox, and the Metro East All-Stars trying to build on a 5-3 lead. Luke Berry will lead it off here. Could start to see some more wholesale subs here from about this point on. We'll keep our eye on everybody who steps up here, and looks like they'll give them at least 1 more at bat. Slice foul backing out of play here. Berry has hit a comebacker and was hit by a pitch.
We just shook hands with the aforementioned John Hargrove, the Matamidi coach, as he walked behind us on the table. He must be back from the College World Series. I know he goes every year. In fact, I use his tickets most every year.
You guys must have matched wits quite a few times over the years, I would guess, huh?
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah. Very nice man. A good John Hargrove story. I don't want to take too long here for this, but, you know, sometimes you play these guys in situations and it's a little bit tension-filled. We played him in the finals of the district. And our athletes, a lot of them played football, too, at Matamidi for us, and there was always a big rivalry. And so the kids always got fired up over trying to work themselves into a frenzy to play Matamidi, and I'm hitting fungos to the outfield when Matamidi gets there, and I'm hitting balls and reaching down and picking them up out of the bucket and then hit another one. Next thing I know, John's standing there next to me talking, and he's flipping me balls out of the bucket. That kind of ends all those whatever feelings you think you got to have.
Going to be a tough chance here. Becker going back, cannot quite get it, and it'll be a base hit as Luke Berry dropping that one into a good spot just over the shortstop. He got a pretty decent break on it. It got turned around just a little bit, but it was a tough play.
Was kind of drifting, too, towards third as got sliced by a left inning as he kind of get turned. His angle wasn't quite. I think if he would have broke more to his, as he turned his back to us, to his left, right away, he might have got to it. He wasn't very far from it at all.
Anthony Poole, the hitter, and that one high and in from Rusin. Poole's had a pair of walks. You love getting on base and all, but I'm sure he'd like to get a chance to swing the bat here at least once this All-Star first game tonight. And a big rip and a miss at a high fastball there.
Wasn't holding anything back on that swing.
And that one hangs up high for a ball. And now 3 balls and a strike here to Poole. Had a rip but didn't get it.
Well, all you guys that are out there thinking you're going to be running on this pitch? No.
Fouls that one back and out of play. We really haven't seen anybody.
No, we haven't.
Get started to speak of here in this one.
All-Star game. I mean, we have seen a lot of strikeouts, but I'd be tempted to run.
And ball 4. So once again, Poole drawing a walk for the 3rd consecutive time. And the hitter will be Zach Smith. Smith struck out in his first at bat. He came on as a hitter in the 4th inning for Frederickson in the number 8 spot. Hits this one pretty well out to right field, drifting back, and the catch made, fighting the sun. Lead runner is going to tag and advance to 3rd. Isaac Weber did a pretty good job on that one. You could see by the way he caught it that he was having some difficulty seeing that ball out there as well. But he got the job done, so now runners at the corners.
Nice catch. Turned his back to the infield.
Boy, it looked like that ball almost was going to go by his glove there, the way he, but he was turning to be able to not be staring straight into the sun.
Yeah, by the time it hit his glove, I think his glove was below his waist. A little bit of a Willie Mays basket catch out there.
So Dudar batting for the first time in the number 9 spot. He came in as the pitcher in that last inning. Fastball up high and out of the zone. Dudar is a batter, 383 average this year. 7 doubles, couple of triples. Drove in 20. Down to 3rd. Throw to second for one. Relay to first is not in time, and the run will score. So Barry in with run number 6 for the Metro East. Good attempt at a double play here, but tough ball to turn. And the throw to first sailed a little bit high. He chose to get rid of it quick rather than plant and really throw hard, and ends up not quite being in time. And now batting for the Metro East All-Stars is Harrison Egley out of St. Paul Academy, batting in the number 1 spot. Knocks that one down to third. They'll go to second to get the lead runner, and Egley hits into a force play on his first pitch that he sees, so inning comes to an end, but a run across for the Metro East All-Stars. They get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 6-3 Metro East.
Yeah, but did you see how much he had to drink last night? I can't believe that guy made it home. Nobody drives drunk anymore. Hold on, I got another call coming in.
While drunk driving rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving and speeding fatalities have skyrocketed. Someone dies every 13 minutes from negligent driving, so keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your phone put away.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at gocoastguard.com.
And we go to the bottom half of inning number 5 here in Chanhassen. The South All-Stars will bat, trailing it by a count of 6-3 as they face that guy, number 16, the right-hander, Trevor Dudar of Stillwater. And they got 1 off him the last inning. 2 runs, one of them earned and the other not.
Shortstop, number 6, Luke Becker.
So Luke Becker will hit. He's getting his 3rd at bat. He had a strikeout, but then nailed a double and came around to score in the 3rd. At the time, that gave them a 1-0 lead, but Metro East came back in their half of the 4th by putting 5 on the board. Skies went out to left field, drifting and making the catch there. So Becker is out to begin the 5th. And Mathewitz will hit for the South All-Stars.
Catcher number 9, Brad Mathewitz.
Austin Ledoux is now behind the plate for the Metro East All-Stars. Breaking ball missing away. It is a warm day here too, so obviously the teams are, generally you're not used to playing 9-inning games, you're used to playing 7, but for a catcher today, there's got to be a little bit of an issue with getting a little bit heated up.
This young man's been on a little bit of a tear. We got to double to each gap.
And hits this one fairly solidly again. Again, that sun is a lot of trouble out there, and he's not going to hang on. Here comes the throw to second, though. They will get the out. So Mathewitz trying for 2 Got a feel for those right fielders out there. Got underneath it, and it has in the glove, but you can see he just cannot see it, but he didn't panic. Comes up throwing, and the tag slapped on.
It was a bullet right on the bag. There's those things like that are the All-Star game stuff.
Prigge knocks it down to second, and they'll get the out there 4-3, so they quickly recover from that drop fly ball. No runs, no hits, one error, and no one left on base. So through 5 innings, it's 6-3 Metro East.
What do you want from the all-powerful Oz?
A brain. People wonder how I got to be the all-knowing Wizard of Oz. I go to USA.gov, the official source for government info.
Pick up the student loan form to your right. Next!
I want to go back to Kansas.
Oh, that's a toughie. Back to USA.gov, passport applications.
For federal and state government information, there's no place like USA.gov.
The American Heart Association says for every hour of regular vigorous exercise we do, like very brisk walking, we could live 2 hours longer. Imagine, if we walked to the moon and back, we could live forever. Find out about the upcoming American Heart Association Start Heart Walk in your area. Walk with your coworkers, friends, and family.
Hey, Metro West All-Stars getting set to play in game number 2 here as they have filed in. They'll be taking on the North. John Jacobson will join Doug for that one as we head to the top of the 6th here in our first game of the night. The Metro East All-Stars will have the 2, 3, 4 spots in their order, and we're going to start seeing a lot of subs here. Austin Ledoux, who came in to catch in that last inning, will get his first at bat. He was out there earlier as a runner. And now coming on to hit. Takes a breaking ball over for a strike. Ledoux hit .467 this year. 7 doubles, couple of triples, a home run. And he's out of Hastings High School. And that fastball is over the outside corner. Rusin, the second pitcher of the game for the South All-Stars. Skips that one in. Fernando Vegas from Hutchinson now behind the plate for the South, and again that one bouncing home. We haven't talked about that yet, Doug, but for catchers, this is a little bit of an interesting situation to come in and work with usually pretty hard throwers with guys who have pretty sharp breaking balls that they have never caught before. Maybe get one bullpen session in, if that.
Yeah, I would agree. And also as a catcher, maybe coaches have told him to pitcher, feel free to shake off calls because the catchers don't know really whether you like to throw the breaking ball when you're even or do you don't have that much confidence in it, you don't want to, and all those kind of little things.
Number 24, Michael Bauman.
Bauman will bat here for the Metro East, so he gets a 4th time up there. He had a walk, a ground out, and then a sacrifice fly. Lays off that one up and out of the zone. Drives it to right field. Can he see it? No, and it's a fair ball. It's going to fall in.
Wow, it must really be hard out there.
And Bauman saying, well, I've been dealing with that, so I'm going to hit one out there. That's about, the 4th ball that we've seen them have a lot of trouble with in right. And just not able to flag it down. That's Ryan Messon out there now on right. If I read that number right. Back up the middle, this could be two. There's one. Nope, couldn't get it out of the glove, so the hitter, Lennon, will be safe. Get the force play at second. Looked like it might be kind of a tailor-made double play ball here, but just
it did, yes. Must not quite get the grip that he wanted. And that's smart. Better to keep it than to throw one over there without your fingers right and throw it away and get a run.
Jake Wasman out of St. Paul Harding batting now. Place of Baumgard. Runners at the corners and one out. And a breaking ball over for a strike. Wasman hit .447 this year, 9 doubles, a triple, a couple of home runs. Also walked 16 times. Breaking ball over for a strike. Skying one again down the right field side, a long run, but there's a lot of ground over there. Catch made. Bluff tag, but that's a nice play down there by the first baseman now, Trevor Neeson of Bold. Going back, maybe not as tough as it is for the right fielder, I guess, in this case, because you've got your back to the sun, but still a difficult ball. He found it right away and not only made the catch, but realized there could be a tag.
Very nice play. Got rid of it quick, got it back into the plate.
This will be John Holleran out of Concordia Academy batting here in place of Barry. He pops that one back, fouling out of play. Lennon did move up to second on that foul out, so second and third here with 2 outs. Breaking ball is over for a strike. And fouling that one out of play again.
Kind of always an interesting discussion you have with coaches. Here we got second and third, and you'll see some coaches that say, you know, pitcher, you're going to go from the set position second and third no matter what, because we do not want the guy from second. Look at the guy from second, it's almost halfway as he winds up.
Back up through the legs of Rusin, and they're not going to be a play, and it'll be an infield hit as Ledoux comes in to score here for the Metro East All-Stars, and Holleran will have himself an infield single. Rusin trying to go down to that ball. You see, he looks into his glove. I think he briefly thought he actually had it there. So Ed Olson will now bat for the first time here. He's out of Egan High School for the Metro East. Ed, .426 average this year, 9 doubles, 3 triples, 17 driven in. First pitch fastball's up high. So 7-3 lead here for the Metro East. Runners at first and third and 2 out in the top of the 6th. Runner from first is going. The throw down. No, not in time. No, now he's off the bag, though, so he is tagged out. As the out recorded a little roundabout fashion there, but they get him 2-6. Ultimately, 1 run comes in the inning on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left aboard. To the bottom of the 6th, we had 7-3 Metro East.
Hi, I'm here to tell you about a new medical website designed especially for older folks. Website, you say? I can't work on computers. They're not senior friendly, blah, blah, blah. But the National Institutes of Health fixed all that. Now you can make the type bigger, increase contrast, even make it talk to you.
Arthritis.
Just go to NIHseniorhealth.gov and get the best medical information available anywhere. NIHseniorhealth.gov. Built with you in mind.
New pitcher here for the Metro East All-Stars, Ben Smith out of Rosemount, stepping up here to begin bottom of inning number 6. Smith 4-1, 2.41 earned run average, 39 in the third with 25 walks, 51 strikeouts allowed, 26 hits. So a little walk heavy, but obviously he's had a very successful season. 6'3", a 185 pounder. It'll be Trevor Neeson leading off the inning for the South All-Stars as he bats in the 5th slot. Replaced Derek Dahlke at first base in that last inning, so now getting his first at-bat. Smith's first pitch up high and out of the strike zone for ball 1. Mason 314 average this year, 8 doubles, couple of triples, a home run, drove in 27. A rip and a miss. .6'3", 225-pound first baseman is Neeson. You've seen big guys in this tournament.
Very broad-shouldered, very good physique.
And maybe not surprisingly, says my coaches and friends call me Moose because of my size, speed, and strength.
I would echo that if he's anything like what he looks. If he can.
We're not going to find out if he can run on this first one. Beautiful breaking ball from Smith, freezes him, and Mason down on strikes.
Third baseman, number 8, Ryan Menson.
Ryan Menson will be the batter. Drills it foul past third. Drilled to short. And throw across in time, so Menson retired 6-3 as Egley throws him out.
Second baseman, number 3, Austin Babb.
Good feeling when you get in there. You know, a little different situation, obviously, Doug. None of these guys were subs on their team, so a little different to come in the middle of a game. Nice to get a ball right away, I think.
You know, I didn't even think of that, but very true. Coming in the middle of, usually they're used to warming up and going out and getting to it.
Austin Babb out of Wabasha Kellogg is the hitter here, getting his first at bat. And that one in the dirt from Smith. Babb, talked about some guys having good numbers here. This he might be right up there with any of them. 629 this year, 9 doubles, 2 triples, 9 home runs, 40 runs batted in, 41 runs scored.
Wow. Very busy.
Healthy cut there, but fouls it straight back. And a rip and a miss. Another big swing. Ball's in the dirt. They're going to have to throw to first. And they do get the out. And a nice inning for Smith as he works a 1-2-3-6. No runs, no hits, and no one left. We've put 6 in the books here. It's a 9-inning game. And Metro East leads it 7-3 over the South.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
E-File. Get receipt confirmation and a quicker refund. Log on or tell your tax preparer to e-file for you and join the 53 million e-filers who consider it done.
We head to inning number 7 here in Chanhassen. It'll be the bottom third of the order coming up for the Metro East All-Stars as Olson, Smith, and another Smith will be the scheduled batters. The pitcher Smith, Ben, who just came in that last inning, scheduled to hit. So Ed Olson will bat for the second time here for the East All-Stars. Rusin still on the hill for the South. East had 5 in the 4th and then single runs in the 5th and 6th innings. So they've been putting the ball in play, have benefited from a lot of walks as well and some of those rallies, and able to put 7 on the board already here.
They certainly have had a lot of base runners. The scorebook is pretty jam full of numbers and dashes, and I imagine we'd both say they're probably lucky, the other guys, that it's only 7. They have as many base runners as they've had.
Olson, a hard one, or a liner, I should say, right at the shortstop. Stoffel makes the play. And 1 gone. So Olson was up, of course, to end the last inning when his teammate stole second, but then was tagged out for sliding past the bag and retired there. So Zach Smith, the hitter now for the Metro East, takes a strike. Each team will play 3 games in the tournament, one Friday and a couple on Saturday. And this one down to first takes a bad hop, it looked like. And Neeson unable to come up with it. What do you think, Doug? You can still give him an error?
Yeah, but boy, you just can't give a guy an error like that. That's got to be a base hit. No chance.
Clearly it must have hit a cleat mark or something because it took a big jump up.
Sure did.
Well, now Trevor Dudar is going to bat here. No, he was replaced as the pitcher. I don't know if they're considering this a re-entry or if you just kind of bend the rules a little bit in All-Star. Guess either way it would be legal at this point.
Not really. A sub can't. Once a sub goes out, they can't re-enter. The starter can re-enter.
True.
Unlike softball, softball you can re-enter as a sub or as a starter.
Runner is going, pitch high and in. Here's the throw. It's a good one, and they will get the out. Good arm shown there by Vegas, the Cannon Falls catcher. And now 2 outs. Now I maybe see why they haven't been running all that much today.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing because we were talking about it earlier that we haven't seen much of it. The catchers aren't in this game because they can't throw for sure.
Breaking ball outside there to Dudar. Tried to frame that one up, but didn't get it. And Dudar will draw a walk. Now that stolen base looks, or caught stealing looks even bigger.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, you're looking at first and second, 1 out.
Number 17, Harrison Egley.
Egley will bat here for the Metro East. Got one at bat and bounced into a force play in the 5th. Only saw one pitch, in fact, and put it into play immediately. Egley, 490 average this year, 12 doubles.
.490. Wow, that's very good.
Played for SPA, St. Paul Academy. Driving it foul over the third base dugout there.
Boy, St. Paul Academy, every time I hear that name in baseball, I think of Mike Brown, their baseball coach that's been there for a very, very long time. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Athletic director over there and baseball coach, just a great, great person.
Pounded down to second. Short little flip there, and they get the out on Egley here. So the Metro East done in the 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, they left 1. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning here. It is 7-3, Metro East.
Not long ago, Albert couldn't take long walks. He was diagnosed with a bad heart. After considering all the treatment options, his heart specialist recommended a pacemaker instead of putting him to sleep. Get the facts about animal research.
What does being involved really mean? Is it making grilled cheese sandwiches for a sleepover? Staying for the curtain call at the talent show? Or learning the names of their favorite bands? Believe it or not, right now, there are parents just like you out there talking about things like this. From school to home, from friends to futures. And we'd like you to be a part of it. National PTA, every child, one voice.
We head to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Chanhassen High School in Game 1 of the Play Ball Minnesota All-Star Series for 2014. The Metro East in the yellow jerseys here, taking a 7-3 lead over the Southern Minnesota All-Stars. They are in the red, and this is the bottom half of the 7th. Again, these are 9-inning games on Friday night. The rest of the tournament is 7 innings because each team will play a couple games on Saturday and kind of emerge with a champion. Don't always get a clear champion with, you know, somebody going undefeated, but it might happen. Tyler Stoffel will hit for the South All-Stars. Stoffel getting his first time up. He is from Mankato West High School. .316 hitter this year, 17 stolen bases. So if he were to get on, we might keep an eye on that a little bit. But lifting one out to short left. And catch made. I think that's Christian, or excuse me, left fielder now for the East All-Stars, I believe, is Olsen out. No, I'm sorry, they didn't do a straight switch with their guys. That left fielder is Ben Meyer. So here's Rusin hitting. Skies this one out to right field. Again, the sun's a big issue, so maybe wisely so, letting the center fielder come over and play that one. He's not looking into the sun nearly as much.
Well, we've had 3 up and 3 down here, maybe 3 innings in a row. All of a sudden, they've clamped down on them.
See, Olsen, the right fielder, peeled away from that one a little bit, and I think a good communication out there, even though guys who don't, you know, play together normally. Hitter here for the South All-Stars, Brady Rodning. Cut and a miss. Brady out of Sibley East. Sorry, Brody Rodning. Brody, another of those guys who may be here primarily as a pitcher. Fouls this one back and out of play. In the dirt and skips past Ledoux. So a little sharper overall on the mound, I think, for the Metro East Stars here today.
Yeah, would concur, yes. Yeah, they've been more in the strike zone. Boy, I was trying to look at walks here, Jay. I think I just see 1 walk and 1 hit batter. I'm not sure what your book shows, but not very many.
Yeah, it's a cleaner look. Both those came in the 4th inning, so.
Yeah. You know, I've always said in high school with baseball, if you throw strikes and make the routine play, you're going to be in most games.
Down to second. And Rodning is out. And a 1-2-3 inning worked here in the 7th by Smith. No runs, no hits, and no one left on. We've played 7 complete. The 8th inning coming up. It is 7-3 Metro East.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Luke Becker is the pitcher now for the South All-Stars. Becker is a pitcher, 6-0, 1.48 ERA, 33 innings, allowing 24 hits, 6 walks, 27 Ks. And Austin Ledoux will step in to lead it off here for the Metro East.
Number 13, Austin Ledoux.
And he'll drop this one to right, and it is going to fall in. So Ledoux with the leadoff single here in the 8th.
Right fielder thought about it for a second, giving it a dive, but thought better of it.
Courtesy runners, number 25, Kellen Roll.
Kellen Roll out of Moundsview will run at first base. Ben Meyer is now the hitter, the left fielder. Skying this one down the first baseline. Again, a long run, and wow, look at it again. Neeson made it look easy. Both those balls that were hit out there, I thought were going to be difficult plays, and he again does a great job. Very Ken Herbeck-like.
Wasn't fooled at all on either one of them, and had his back to the infield.
Pitcher Ben Smith will be the hitter here for Metro East. Now 1 out. Fastball over for a strike here from Becker. And missed inside with the breaking ball there. Had a cut and didn't get it. Nice stop on a pitch in the dirt there.
Very nice shift. Very squared up on it. Wasn't off to the side. He very squared up. Nice block.
And Smith down swinging for out number 2.
Third baseman, number 14, Jake Wiseman.
Jake Wiseman will be the hitter for the Metro East Stars. We'll flip to first and easily back in. Real soft liner. Even Neeson can't get this one.
Not high enough for him to get there. He wasn't fooled, though. He was tracking it.
Right into the facing of the grandstand there on that foul ball. And this one is knocked into center field, and it'll be a base hit. So a couple aboard with 2 outs here. A good solid contact there, drove it over the shortstop's head. And John Holleran will be the batter here for the Metro East Stars here. Skying this one a long way and will get out of play. And lifted to right. Can he see it in the sun? Yes. And Holleran is out, and so is the Metro East in the 8th. No runs, couple of base hits, and a couple left on board. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 7-3 Metro East.
Hi, I'm here to tell you about a new medical website designed especially for older folks. Website, you say? I can't work on computers. They're not senior friendly, blah, blah, blah. But the National Institutes of Health fixed all that. Now you can make the type bigger, increase contrast, even make it talk to you.
Arthritis.
Just go to NIHseniorhealth.gov and get the best medical information available anywhere. NIHseniorhealth.gov. Built with you in mind.
New pitcher here for the Metro East All-Stars as Harrison Egley of St. Paul Academy moves over to the mound here for Metro East. A record of 2-3 this year, but a 0.71 earned run average. 33 innings, allowing 22 hits with 8 walks and 33 strikeouts. So he becomes pitcher number 4. They've gone a little shorter stints with their guys. Moline went 3, then Udar and Ben Smith each going 2 innings. So Egley on here to start the 8th. And Becker will hit here to begin the 8th. The pitcher for the South.
The bottom of the 8th inning, shortstop. Number 6, Luke Becker.
Becker takes a strike. Had a double in the 3rd inning. Hard rocket, one hopper, and that one is going to get through for a base hit. Little bit of Olay there, I guess, but it was definitely stung and not a any kind of routine play, so we'll score that one as a hit. Becker with a couple of hits today for the South. And Fernando Villegas will be the hitter now.
Well, if you're at the Metropolitan Stadium, official score, did you do base hit or air there?
That's a hit.
That was hit hard, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Vegas fouls that one away. 582 hitter this year, and 8 doubles, a triple, a home run, knocked in 21. Playing for Hutchinson Tigers. Already seen him that he moves well behind the plate. Back up the middle on one hop. To second for one, and the relay to first, and it's a double play. Hard one hopper, much like the one we saw a lot earlier in the game. He got out of the box pretty good, but it's still a very turnable ball at that point, and that's what they got.
Pitcher sure fed him a good play. It made it right on the button.
Prigge hitting this ball fairly well out to right center. There's trouble with the sun again. It's in. Prigge for 2, and he will make it. Hitting the ball to right field has been a good idea today because it has been very, very difficult sun all game long. Just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, they sure have battled that. Wow. Must be very, very hard out there.
So Neeson will be the hitter. Pickoff played a second and the ball gets away. I'm not sure if it hit the runner or it short hopped in there.
Those are the kind of things in an all-star game that are hard to do. They did that pretty well. Shortstop held his glove out like I'm going all the way to the bag and turned him through. Pretty good. You know they haven't practiced that. I bet that's the first time they've done it.
Oh, and he stumbles and falls. You don't see that every day. Let's hope Egley didn't turn an ankle on that one. He gets a good laugh out of it.
That's a for sure ESPN, not top 10, for sure. He's laughing at himself. It's easy to do. You catch a spike. I have seen that in the major leagues, young man. You aren't the first.
You have to make it look good by pretending you're a little bit hurt, I think, out there, but he had a big smile on his face right away.
Yeah. He's not the first. He won't be the last. All your weight's going forward towards the plate, and you catch a spike, you're going down.
No, if he had it, if he obviously has a sense of humor about it, laughing there, and if to add to it, he should ask the umpire, was that a ball or strike?
Yeah, and you know what? If he would have stopped, it'd have been a balk.
Looking at a pickoff play again there.
Yeah, that was the inside move.
And lifted out to left field, but it will be playable there, and inning comes to an end. So South All-Stars done in inning number 8. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1. It is 7-3 Metro East.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv. your local source.
We go to the top of the ninth here. Metro East continuing to hold a 7-3 lead. They'll have the bottom third of their order coming up. Becker still on the hill for the South All-Stars. Ed Olson will lead it off here for Metro East.
The fielder, number 4, Ed Olson.
Olson hit the ball pretty well last time up, but it was right at shortstop. There's only time up, that is. Back in the 7th. Looks at a strike there from Becker. Becker came on in the 8th, gave up a pair of singles, but was able to work around it. No runs allowed.
As we concluded last inning, we're just kind of looking at the South. They've just, East all of a sudden, they've had like one base runner in 4 innings. They've just really clamped down on them.
Outside with that one, so 3-1 count. And ball 4 as Olson will take a walk here. So Smith will be the batter now for the East. Takes a pitch in the dirt for ball 1. And that one off the plate inside. 2-0 count. And down to first base, bobbled. Did he get the tag? Yes. Eason stuck with it and able to tag Smith out. Lead runner, of course, advances down to second.
Maybe a little spinner coming down there at him, huh?
Number 16, Trevor Dudar.
Able to get that tag on, so Dudar will be the hitter. Yeah, I don't think, no matter what, there wasn't really going to be a play at second, but it almost looked like he started to look up and decide what was going to happen anyway. But no harm done. That's where you're glad you're playing right over there by first base. If you're the third baseman, you do that. Plays over, you got no chance.
Yeah, yeah.
Pitch fouled off, and it looked like it caught a piece of the catcher. But I guess the hitter asking, make sure he's all right. That breaking ball is in for a strike. And a soft liner over third, and it's going to fall in for a hit. And they will send the runner Olson. He is going to score on the play. Didn't crush it, but he'll drive in a run with a single to short left. Look, just fought it off over third base and able to easily bring the run home. And now Egley will be the batter here for Metro East as they have stretched the lead to 8-3. Takes a ball down low. Yeah, missed inside with that one.
What a beautiful day, Jay. And as we're getting between games here, we're starting to get people probably coming in from the next game that are starting to fill up, and it's just a very nice crowd.
There's a strike. I think it makes it, nicer too when people have an idea when the day starts that if they're driving from a ways that they are going to be able to see baseball here tonight too.
Yeah.
That one up the middle and it's just off the wrist. The second baseman there, Austin Babb, and everyone will be safe. You think, Doug, base hit there?
Yeah, I think so. They for sure wouldn't have got him at first. The only way it would have been a feasibility of getting somebody was they could have got him at second because he was going way to his right. He was kind of almost behind the bag, wasn't he, when he touched it?
Yep. Nick Dorfman will be the runner down at second. And Ledoux will be the batter with a couple on and one out for the Metro East here in the top of the ninth.
Now batting number 13, Austin Ledoux.
This one knocked into left field for a base hit, and they're going to be loaded up.
Right fielder, number 23, Ben Meyer.
So bases juiced here for Ben Meyer. There's a strike. Just missed that on that one to Meyer. And there's a strike. One, two, did he go? Yes. Meyer with a swing and a miss. He tried to hold up. It was almost a one-handed swing there a little bit.
I don't think he even swung. I think it just ticked his bat as he was trying to kind of step back a little bit. It nicked his bat. We'll see here.
Yeah, you might be right. That might have been the signal.
Yeah.
So that is out number 2, and Ben Smith will be the hitter. Popping this one up. It's going to get back onto the roof of the grandstand here.
Yeah, he didn't even check his swing. He just kind of tried to pull his hands in, and bat didn't come in with him, and it ticked it.
Inside with that one. And a little tapper. This is going to be a tough chance. They'll flip to home and get the tag. Nice play. Becker to Villegas, who started to come after the ball himself. And then they realize, okay, we've got a force play. They end up getting a tag play out of it anyway. And so Metro East done. They do get one run. So our score is 8-3 Metro East as we head to the bottom half of inning number 9 here from Chanhassen.
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best.
It must be love. It must be hospice.
Maple Grove, New Hope, and Brooklyn Center. Channel 12 is your local source.
When it comes to TV channels, you've got choices. As a matter of fact, you've got lots of choices. But only one channel is your local source in your community every day, bringing you the news, sports, events, and city information that affect you. So seek out the source. Channel 12, 30 years your local source.
One more chance here for the South All-Stars as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Fastball over for a strike. Ryan Menson, the hitter. Egley on the mound for his second inning of work here, trying to close it down for the Metro East. That one's over for a strike. Menson grounded to short last time. On that one, fouls it straight back. Outside with that fastball. Breaking ball, pounded foul past third. Did a pretty good job to stay with that one. It had a sharp break to it.
It did, bit. You've probably reviewed this with our audience already, Jay, but I really hadn't looked at it. Egley had 2 earned runs on the year, if I'm reading this correctly. Wow, fantastic.
Lifted to right. Here we go again in the sun. And uses the glove nicely. Job out there to stick with it by Ed Olson. So one gone here in the 9th, and Austin Babb will be the batter.
Baseman number 3, Austin Babb.
If you're just joining us, that sun in right field has been a killer. There have been about 5 or 6 that have given them a lot of trouble, including I think about 4 of them that have fallen in, either right off their glove or just plain couldn't find it. And that's when you know it must be really bad when it's been multiple players. I mean, obviously you're taking some precautions out there. You got the sunglasses, and the sun is at times can be, you know, obviously anybody who knows if you're driving real early in the morning right toward it, or at sunset driving right into it, sometimes there's not a lot you can do. It's just a terrible feeling when you see the ball initially and then all of a sudden can't find it again.
And you know these gentlemen know what they're doing out there. They have sunglasses and they know how to block the sun. And like you say, if multiple people are battling it, it's not good.
Swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Babb for out number 2. And Tyler Stoffel will be the hitter.
Right fielder number 10, Tyler Stoffel.
Stoffel flied to left his previous at bat. See Egley feeling some confidence up there now. He's trying to close it out here for the Metro East. Again, watch for the North versus Metro West All-Star game coming up on 12 Sports here as well. That one follows. Lifted foul down the left field line.
I always think of the little things as you look at different ballparks. Boy, I'm glad I'm not shagging balls out into over the left side there into those trees, Jay.
Another foul. Got to be mosquito heaven for one thing.
Yes.
And it's still back around the edges, pretty soggy. I walked back that way to get to the field, and obviously we had a ton of rain in this area, even more so than up in our part of town in the northwest suburbs.
Yeah. And I can remember back in the days when I was coaching and making lineups out, I always assigned foul balls by inning, you know, and the kids are always bragging about, well, I had none or I had 10 or.
And Stoffel will work out a walk here to keep things alive for the South. And Logan Sandgren is going to come back in to hit again here, and got a little relaxed rules on lineups. Obviously, we've seen pitchers who had already been lifted back hitting again. We saw that earlier with Dudar. Not changing places in the order, but coming back in and hitting.
Just as you look at strategy, and it's not that big of a thing here at this ball game, but you're ahead by 5 runs, left-hand hitter. I wouldn't hold the guy on first. I'd go behind the runner, especially with left-hand hitter, and give yourself a little more room to.
Sandgren swings and misses that one up out of the zone, and that will bring this first game to an end. No runs, no hits, and 1 left in the 9th inning for the South All-Stars, and the Metro East strikes first here in this 2014 Play Ball Minnesota tournament. Our final is Metro East 8 and the South All-Stars 3. Again, a reminder to watch for the second game of the opening night, Metro West versus North, coming up. John Jacobson will join Doug for that one. Hope you've enjoyed this first game here from the Play Ball Minnesota tournament for 2014. For Doug Darnell and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Metro East wins at 8-3 over South.